Jürgen Klopp has announced he will stand down at the end of this season, saying he's running out of energy. Here he is.
I will leave the club at the end of the season. I can understand that it's a shock for a lot of people in this moment when you hear it the first time, but obviously I can explain it, or at least try to explain it, and I love absolutely everything about this club. I love everything about the city. I love everything about our supporters. I love the team, love the staff, love everything. That I still take this decision probably will, or shows you that I'm convinced it's the one I have to take.
Well, joining us now is GB News sports presenter Paul Coyte. And Paul, you can actually see and hear the visceral emotion there, can't you, from Jürgen Klopp, saying how much he loves the team, he loves the city, but he's exhausted. He wants to take a break and lead a normal life. This is quite a shocking announcement, isn't it?
It really is a shocking announcement. It's something I never saw coming this morning. I don't think anybody did, actually. And I think Liverpool fans are going to be shocked more than anybody else. 2015, he took over. Came in from Dortmund, and it took a little while, and people were wondering, is it going to work? But it proved to be a masterstroke from Liverpool because they fit. And the secret of football management, and same with football and players, is having a fit between the manager or the player and the club. And it absolutely worked. UEFA Champions League, Premier League, FIFA Club World Cup they won, and the FA Cup and League Cup, UEFA Super Cup, FA Community Shield. So, he's won it all. And you very, very rarely ever hear a manager walk away from a club. It's always the club that gets rid of the manager. There's always a shelf life with managers. He's been there 9 years. They're fighting on all fronts again this year. They've just made it into the final of the Carabao Cup, which happens on February 25th, where they'll play Chelsea. They're looking very good in the league as well. And it's a really bizarre one, looking at it. And you say, you hear that he says that he decided it in November. I wonder if there's more to the story, or whether it is just the fact that he's decided that it's time to move away. It is too much. I've done everything that I can do, and now it's time for someone else. But it is a real surprise. Really is.
Well, Paul, if we're a little bit more patient, we might hear and understand a little bit more, because it's been reported that Jürgen Klopp will conduct a news conference this afternoon at 3:00. With Liverpool, they're 5 points clear, aren't they, at the top of the table? What impact could this have then on the rest of their season? Because I think there's some assistant managers that are also leaving as well.
Yeah, it could work both ways, actually, Pip. It could galvanise the team. It could be one of those, let's do this for Jürgen. We're absolutely not going to let him down. So it could be that. And he could do really, really well as far as the club's going for the rest of the season. Or it could be that situation, which we have seen, where managers they know that managers don't have long left. Whereas it's, well, you know what, let's look out for the other guy. But I think probably more the former than anything else. As far as the actual team go for the rest of the season, I don't think it's going to do them any harm at all. Long term for Liverpool, now that's a different matter altogether. That's going to be a huge worry, because where do they go now? And I'm sure they don't have any plans yet. And there's a lot of managers that will be thinking, well, I'll like the sound of it. And probably clubs with those managers thinking there's no way we want him to leave. So it's up in the air.
And Paul, how do you think Liverpool fans are feeling right now? I just want to read the message that he's given to supporters in that statement. Yeah. He says he really wants them to accept this decision. He said that would be nice. After telling you, don't sing my song too early, after telling you not to be too loud in the stadium, all that stuff like this. He says, do not make it about me. There is just no need.
Yeah, they're going to be devastated. There's not one Liverpool fan that would look at him and think, his time is over. They've done well, and then they drop a little, and then they come again, and there's some new signings, and he's got young players that are coming through. It works for Liverpool, and so the fans are going to be very what happens next. It was only a couple of years ago where I don't know whether Jürgen Klopp was giving clues where he talked about Steven Gerrard, the legendary Liverpool captain. It's almost like, he's going to be the next cab off the rank here. Liverpool legend. he's the next guy. And it seemed that that would be the thing for him. He went to Rangers, worked at Rangers, and then went to Aston Villa, and things didn't go well for Steven Gerrard, who's now out in Saudi Arabia. So there's no way that it's going to be Steven Gerrard, because I don't think he's a good enough manager to take over. So obviously, this is going to be the time for Liverpool Football Club to start thinking, right, we need to start making plans now. And the fans certainly going to be worried, because he's as good a manager as there is at the moment.
Yeah,
Paul Coyte.
Sometimes be one of the best managers in the world. Paul Coyte, thank you so much.
Just getting some reaction
me
as
or
well.
him? I thought you meant I may take over.
Well, you would be as well if you were given the job. You would be as well, Paul Coyte. Really good to see you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a bit of reaction coming in from former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher. He's said on X, the news was always going to be a body blow to the club whenever it came. I just thought it would be another few years away. What a manager, what a man. Let's go out with a bang, Jürgen.
Yeah, well, joining us now is former Premier League manager Harry Redknapp. Really good to see you this morning, Harry. So Jamie Carragher referring to it there as a body blow. It does feel like a massive shock.
Absolutely. I mean, when I just got the phone call from you, from your studio there, I just couldn't believe it. I thought, it's not April the 1st, is it? It was such a shock. He looked in such great form the other night, that being interviewed after the Fulham game, so full of praise for the young players who have come in, and looked like he was still enjoying the job as much as the day he arrived. So, yeah, it certainly is a blow. Is he going to pack up straight? I've not got the info yet. Is it straight away or the end of the season?
It's the end of the season, Harry. And he says that he's running out of energy. Just give us your insight to what life is like as a football manager and how gruelling it perhaps is.
Yeah, and it's difficult to explain to people. When people think, oh, the money you're earning, this, how they complain. I understand. I get all that. It's difficult for people to understand. But what you actually go through, the ups and downs, the lows, not that he's had many lows, to be fair. I mean, he's had an amazing ride at Liverpool. They've just been incredible since he's been a manager. So, but, he probably, I don't know, he just feels the same player, same message in the dressing room. Maybe he feels it's time to have a rest. Pep did it. Pep, at Barcelona, looked like he was there forever, and then suddenly he decided to quit Barcelona, took a year off or whatever, went to, maybe he feels he needs a break and have a year away from football and come back again and go somewhere else and have another challenge.
So, Harry, is it absolutely knackering then, being a Premier League manager?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a well-paid, fantastic job. Don't get me wrong. As I said, it's hard to explain to people. They know the money that you're earning, but the pressure is non-stop. Yeah, it is. You want to be successful. The club belongs to the fans. You want to do well for them, and when it ain't going well, it's a nightmare. And the pressure that comes with it. Yeah, he probably just feels a little bit tired now, and maybe losing that energy and that drive. Although you'd never believe it looking at him, because he looks like he's always got that big smile on his face, hasn't he? And he looks like he's loving every minute of it still. So it certainly has come as a big shock. He's done an amazing job at Liverpool. He's been a great manager for Liverpool, and hopefully to go out on a high by winning the Carabao Cup, winning everything else they're in. So it's going to be an interesting end to the season for sure.
Well, let's hope that they go out on a high, or at least he goes out on a high. But the timing of this is so interesting, isn't it, Harry? I mean, top of the Premier League right now. They're in the final of the Carabao Cup. They're in contention for 4 trophies this season. And Jürgen Klopp, it was meant to have until the end of 2026 on his contract. So, I mean, we don't want to speculate, but do you think that there could be more to this story? We are expecting a press conference from Jürgen Klopp at about 3 p.m. Or do you think this is a case of him simply wanting to go out on a high? Liverpool are looking good, and it's time for him to bow out.
It could be. It's so you don't know what comes out in the end, do you? But Alex decided at Man United that even at the top, winning the league, maybe Jürgen feels, this year he needs a break, he needs a change. Maybe he feels he wants a year off, do some stuff with his family, and then maybe come back a year somewhere and take on another challenge. Nothing is permanent, is it? Everything comes to an end at some stage in life, and maybe he just feels he's gone there. He's had a fantastic time there, and he wants to go back. certainly winning the Premier League title. I think that's the one that will win this year in front of the fans. Because when he won it a couple of years ago, unfortunately, it was during COVID, and the fantastic Liverpool fans didn't get a chance to celebrate with him as they'd like to have done. So I'm sure that's his ambition, to leave on a high and win the title this year for Liverpool.
OK, Harry Redknapp, the former Premier League manager, very good to have you on the programme. Thank you so much for your reaction to that breaking news that Jürgen Klopp is going to stand down as Liverpool manager.